What's up, and welcome back for episode 16 of Crusader Kings, an epic Norse start. I can't believe we're already on episode 16. And I can't believe it's already been a week since we started filming this this little playthrough. Picking up where we left off last night, we are trying to get a son. We are trying to form the Empire of Scandinavia, which we are super close to. I think we only need 3 more provinces. I'm actually almost 100% sure. We've done the math a couple times before. We need 56 counties to form the Empire of Scandinavia. Our threat's at 6.9%. There are some folks in the defensive pact against us. Actually, a bunch of people are. A bunch of people. I don't know if it is worth possibly declaring war for these 2 Novgorod provinces, although it might be, when we could declare war for Livonia, and there isn't a whole lot that anybody could do about it. Actually, there is a lot people could do about it. I don't know why I just said that. Novgorod, there's not a lot. We would be able to zerg those down before any type of real defense came to the aid of Novgorod in regards to just zerging those 2 provinces down. Livonia would be a little bit different because we would have to raise all of our troops, cross the strait, which most of our vassals aren't going to cross the strait on boats. They're going to favor marching around. So that would end up being a bit of a drawn-out expedition, and if we are getting folks from all over the Baltic Sea across from us that are sending troops, you can be damn sure that some of them are going to come in the southern way, some of them are going to go around the northern way. If any of these provinces have boats, they may even come across on boats. I don't think any of them should have boats at this point in the game, but you never know. So we are going to just let our threat decay a little bit more. We're almost at 5%, and once we dip under 5%, most people should leave that defense pact, and we can do some raiding in the meantime. I just noticed over here that there's a bunch of single independent provinces. That's a little just interesting. Don't necessarily see that all too often. Usually there's one of the horse lords coming through here and uniting everybody, and then maybe they'll split apart and have some civil wars. We are getting pretty close to our self-imposed goal for this game, which is to unite all of Scandinavia, and what we have left to do to make that happen is obviously to take Livonia, to take Novgorod, to vassalize our brother who's the king of Denmark. I had thought about forming an alliance with him, which he goes back and forth on whether he would. I've toyed with the idea, and I've opened our diplomacy with him and taken a peekapoo at forming an alliance, and we concluded in the last episode that we didn't want to make an alliance with our brother because he might get more aggressive and try to do things that we don't necessarily want him to do, but the AI thinks is a good idea. Like, he tried to invade Francia. We don't want to get drawn into that war, and we don't want to take the penalty for denying the call to arms. Ooh, Alemania is independent. You don't see that very often. I've been pretty tunnel visioned on what we're doing, so I apologize for when I kind of cut off into, ooh, that's something you don't see in many games. There's not many that I play. It looks like Asturias is Leon now. That's interesting. The Kingdom of Leon. Usually they just stay as Asturias. Lisboa is about to get swallowed up. 3 Frances is pretty standard. Flanders breaking away doesn't happen in most games. I think Flanders, no, it is part of France. For some reason I thought it was part of Frisia, but it's not, and I've never seen the AI form Frisia before, and I've been playing this game for years, and I've been playing in Britain for years. These Norse campaigns over the last couple of weeks, the most recent of which I started filming are the first time that I've broken out of playing in Britannia, and then uniting Britannia, whether it's under the Irish, the Scottish, the Welsh, or the English, and invading the mainland of Europe, usually Spain and France. I think I did a campaign where I attacked Saxony one time. But enough of that. We do have half of Iceland, so we do need to take the other half of Iceland, and then we need to take Orkney and Shetland, which one of our vassals is in the province of doing for us. And it looks like she's got 2% war score in her favor. She's got a few more troops than they do, but she's got 2,500 troops back here in Norway that she hasn't deployed to the fighting yet, that she needs to get across the strait. I thought we asked her to convert religions, but she hadn't yet. Oh, so our chancellor is still there. So we're trying to get this lady to convert to our religion. Ooh, she has the Winter Soldier perk, and she's a good thing. I read up on Shield Maiden and actually found out that I believe I'm missing the DLC, or maybe I can. I just have to find the right person. But I found out that Shield Maiden, which one of our concubines is a Shield Maiden, is actually a trait that you give out as a ruler to somebody that has the right trait group, except she's an intricate web weaver. She's not a soldier. She's attractive and quick. Interesting. I think our other concubine is not pregnant, but we did get our wife pregnant. Is there something that we have to do to get our concubine pregnant? I just should probably make sure. Set concubine aside. Appoint commander. Appoint shield maiden. Has martial over 10. Cannot be shy, content, slothful, envious, or gluttonous. Interesting. Interesting. So, can't make our wife a shield. Cannot make our wife a shield maiden. But nonetheless, so those are our goals, and hopefully we'll be able to do them in the next video or two. I do, as kind of an added bonus, because some of the two Saxon dukes have embraced Reformed paganism, and I think it is our duty, before we conclude our kind of short opening game here. It's taken a lot longer. We're 23 years past where I wanted to be because of crappy things that happened around episode 8 and 9 and around episode 12 and 13, or 11 and 12. There was a lot of things that went against us doing this in a Zerg fashion, and of course I'm still going to load in the game that kind of inspired this playthrough and inspired recording this playthrough, because I posted screenshots of that game where we had formed the Empire of Scandinavia. Ragnar Lodbrok was our sole heir, and the Germanic faith had been reformed. And when I say Scandinavia was formed, I think Karelia and Livonia and Shetland, Orkney, were the only three duchies that were not in Scandinavia. So we had all of Finland minus Livonia, all of Lapland, we had all of Iceland, and obviously Denmark. So that was, and the year's only 787 in that game. And we were pretty close to being potentially able to pull that off. Although, my game where I did all of that stuff, I didn't have the defensive packs turned on. So this game can kind of be used as a good measurement against it. With Sigurd dying and the realm getting split into 3 kingdoms, Sweden, Norway, and Denmark, that was a pretty big setback. But even if that hadn't happened, you can kind of see the type of setback you get with the threat limit, which is fine. And the reason that's fine, and we'll jump into the game after I explain this little tidbit that some people have probably found frustration with, is you need to be cognizant of just how many decent nobles you have in your kingdom. Because how many decent unlanded nobles that stand no chance of inheriting, because you don't want to have a border guard kingdom where ideally you don't want to have vassals that hold lands in multiple ducal and multiple duchy title zones, because then you can get inter conflict between your vassals, which can weaken them, which then therefore weakens you, and they get jealous with each other, they go after each other. It can be hard to prevent marriages between vassals, and stopping that from happening, usually that's when you kind of got to go in and revoke some stuff because people are trying to get too powerful. But in the Game of Thrones of Crusader Kings 2, you do have to be cognizant of when you're expanding, making sure that you are giving lands away to potentially strong vassals that can be isolated within a ducal region so that they cannot challenge your superiority. And if anybody, typically you'll find with really, really, really good players, typically you'll see, and there's some cheesy tactics that some people use to avoid this, to make themselves more powerful, by either maybe with primogeniture, however you're supposed to pronounce that line of succession where only one son inherits. And I'm actually an offender of this in all of my Britain campaigns. In Britain campaigns, for instance, usually when you are the King of England and then later the Emperor of Britannia, even if you spark a ruler who has low stewardship, taking Essex and Kent as in every single playthrough that I do, even if I'm Scottish or Irish or Welsh, when I eventually unite the Isles, I take Essex and Kent for my 7 counties, and then when I have additional holdings that I can hold, I will take some of the baronies in Middlesex and Essex, and I build all of the holdings out. And all of these, I max. The first thing I do is I max all of the holdings, a mix of cities and castles. And then if I can hold lands outside on top of it, usually I will find in my British campaigns where I focus stewardship that my rulers can hold 10, 11, 12 holdings that I will, if I don't hold multiple castles in Essex or Kent, then I will choose somewhere in France, possibly Brittany, maybe somewhere in northern Italy. A lot of times I like to go for one of the Dutch counties just because they're right across the bay. I think I've done Holland before, and I've done Gelre before. Flanders is a little bit too big to do, but I'm particularly a big fan of doing Holland. If I have a ruler who can have 10, 11, 12 holdings, I'll take the over domain limit and I'll hold Holland, and I won't form a ducal title for it. And then I'll have this good chunk of rich land in the middle here, all for myself, and pass it through the generations. And not making that their ducal title, then you don't get the too many held duchies penalty, but you still have all of this extra land. To that note, I think if I ever do another Britain playthrough, I might do Flanders for 6 provinces. Flanders for 6 provinces, Essex for 4, that gets you to 10, and then maybe I'll take East Anglia and leave Kent independent. Although I do like that Kent's a good province to have, because the actual county of Kent has that extra holding that not a lot of places have, but Bruges is capped out, so that's definitely better than Kent. And all of these in Bruges are actually, all of these counties in Bruges have that 5th holding slot that's definitely desirable. Maybe I'll do Normandy. Who knows? I'm gonna get creative on my next Crusader Kings playthrough. That is, unless people want to still see Scandinavia spread out and expand and turn into an empire. I think once we take Livonia and once we take Saxony and kind of mop up some of these other small pieces of shit around here, then after that it's really just blobbing. Like, you have the faith. You have the Reformed faith. Nobody else in the world is going to practice that faith. And it's really just, if you're going to try to replicate what I've done here and you're going to try to play a Norse campaign and you want to go and take over the world, nothing is going to stop you once you get to that point. Like, absolutely nothing is going to stop you. We have a Sunni Muslim ruler. Ooh, here comes my Islamophobia. I'm not actually an Islamophobe, but something about Muslims up in Russia in the year 813 rubs my gears. That really grinds my gears. Maybe we'll attack that just for fun. Except I think that is part of Khazaria. So that probably won't be... That guy could probably put up a decent fight. So maybe we won't attack him. Although I am interested to see. He's got Tengri. He is Tengri. Oh, Khazaria is converted to Sunni Muslim. That's fine. They're going to get mopped up by Mongolia eventually. Who are Manachan. Yeah. The Great Khan. I need to get Horse Lords DLC for this game. I love this game so much. I would play this game forever and ever and ages and ages if there weren't other titles out there that I also enjoyed. And that's why I want to kind of finish up our short game here tonight. And I'm already 17 minutes into this. This is a rant. This is a rant. I apologize if you came to see the gameplay. But Tomb Kings for Warhammer 2 drops tomorrow. I've been playing Total War franchise since I was in 5th grade. So for over 10 years I've been playing... Oh wait, 5th grade was longer than 10 years ago. How old would I have been in 5th grade? I don't know. I'm 26 now. I'm 26 now, and I've been playing... I got introduced to Rome Total War when I was in 5th grade, and I've been playing Total War ever since. I have yet to play Warhammer 2 Total War, and was kind of waiting for them to work out the kinks and bugs and let people make complaints, because that's kind of been the mantra with Creative Assembly releases lately, is you wait until the first big patch and then it's worth your time. At least it was with Rome 2, and it definitely was with Attila, in my opinion. It definitely was with Napoleon. I think Shogun was good from the launch. I didn't hear too many bad things about Warhammer 1 from the launch. But yeah, so I'm super excited to play some Warhammer 2 tomorrow, and hopefully the Tomb Kings isn't going to be really glitched out, and that's going to be our Let's Play for tomorrow as we finish up and get this little campaign here squared away. So with that being said, let's see if there's anything that we want to build. We've got plenty of gold, plenty of prestige. We could build up our shipbuilder. How many boats can we get now? That's right, the Viking Age started. We can raise 138 ships across all of our counties. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. I think it'd be cool to found a merchant republic and hold an empire title. That would be fucking dope. But I kind of want to do that as Ireland. And we don't need city vassal opinion, and we don't need feudal vassal opinion. So I don't know if I'm going to invest in noble customs, if I'm just going to hold on to these cultural tech points for maybe another legalism. Unreformed pagan tribal opinion, -10. But what about reformed pagans? Oh, they don't mind the centralization. Well, ain't that just dandy? So let's go ahead because we could use the additional vassals. We're getting -10 for being tribal, but then we'll get +10 for having medium organization. Or we'll get +5, we'll get 5 more. And then if we can pick up another legalism, our domain size will grow by 2, which is always nice to have. And to that end, we need 303, so we're halfway to legalism 2. We're getting some bonuses towards majesty for some reason, which we need 182 to unlock, so that's not too bad. But I think we're going to save this up for legalism, because we're not going to convert to feudal or a merchant republic anytime in the near future. Certainly not until our vassals start to get caught up now that they're out and raiding and making their own money. On the topic of raiding, let's get some troops together. Let's go burn and pillage and rape. Oh, we converted Gotland. I almost forgot about that, so we gotta move our seer to convert another province. Let's move her to a province that is run by a vassal that is not of our religion, that has not converted to the new faith yet. Oh. Oh, so it says that lady is the only one left. It looks like everybody else has been weeded out. It's pretty good. Search realm. I'm gonna reset this. Search realm. Not my religion. Is a ruler. Only that chick left. Hey, yo! That's pretty good. So we can move our seer wherever we want to. I think we should move her to Viken, where she already is. Who's in Gotland? Oh, that's our marshal. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry, guys. I just wasted 30 seconds of everybody's life. Yay, medium tribal organization. Does anybody dislike us for passing that law? No. Nobody is too pissed that we passed that law. And people are leaving that defensive pact. So let's get our raiders going. Hit some places with some shock. With some shock and awe tactics. Raiding stance. Let's select all of these troops. But not our retinue. We've got a heavy cavalry. We've got a heavy fucking cavalry retinue that is up in the mountains here in Hiddemark, hidden away, that we are waiting to pop out of our pocket. That's just gonna run the battlefield once it gets out there. It's only at about it's 100 out of 250 troops have been formed to it, have been recruited to it so far. We are at the maximum recruitment speed. I really think you should be able to convert. I really think you should be able to convert. Not convert, recruit. I can't talk right now. I really think that you should be able to recruit retinues quicker in this game. I think it takes retinues way longer to recruit than necessary, because if you actually do the math, 2.5% retinues will reinforce per month. That means you need 40 months to reach 100. In 40 months, that's like almost, that's over 3 years. 3 years would be 36 months. So that's 3.25 years to recruit a retinue, which is, I think that's kind of nuts. We're proud, so we're going to let this famous poet write about us. Let's merge our raiding fleets together. And where do we want to attack? The world is our oyster. How many troops can Flanders raise? 2K 2,000 troops. Probably not the best place to attack then. Let's hit East Francia. Let's hit Friesland. We were just talking about there. Holland. How do we have vassal? Whatever. I don't know how we have vassal levies raised too long. Godi of Bergheim. Oh, maybe we accidentally raised. Oh, we did because we raised from the county. When you raise from the county, if you click on a county and you click raise local liege levies, if you have another holding in that county, you will raise vassals from that county. So we'll start with Holland, and then we'll hit Stitched or West Friesland. Maybe, actually, we'll go for Cleve. I think we're going to cancel the troop movement. We're going to go up the river, just because I've never done that before. Wait, no, it's moving the troops, not the boats. Stay there. Boats. Boats go up the river. I've never sailed up a river with the Vikings before, so that's kind of exciting for me. And I don't think anybody's going to come and bail Cleve out, so that'll be right before the taking. Ripe for the pillaging. Merge our troops together. And let the game run. People are leaving and joining the defensive pack. We're getting... I wonder if there's an option somewhere where I can say to... I think it would be really nice when you are playing the Vikings. There we go, no more defensive pact against us. I think it would be really nice when you're playing the Vikings to have the ability to A, turn off notifications for, there's our son! And he has a fucking lisp. How does, I feel, okay, alright, so finishing up what I was just saying, I think it would be really nice if you could turn off notifications that your vassals have joined your war, and only receive the notifications for the vassals that do not join your war, so that you can hold a grudge against the people that don't answer the call to arms. And turning off defensive pact, like just leaving that at the top of the screen notification up there that that you're threatening, there's a defensive pact against you. Or maybe putting a different notification at the top here that says these are the defensive pacts against you. So here's the Christian, here's the Muslim, here's the pagan defense pacts that are against you. And not littering the notification screen, because when you go to war and you zerg something down and you don't close out all those notifications, and then you take something over and all of a sudden your threat jumps up to 20 and a bunch of people join the defensive pact that they just left, you can have like 60 notifications there, and then mixed in with those 60 notifications there can be one or two that you actually give a shit about that should actually be brought to your attention. And maybe there is a way to do that, so somebody please let me know if there's a way to do that, and I just haven't figured it out by now. Eagle is a dumb name. I don't actually care if this guy has a lisp, because that's not a terrible trait to have, but I have kind of noticed with my Norwegian playthroughs that the genetic, I've noticed an abnormally high amount of genetic defects, and I've noticed an abnormally high amount of homosexuality traits getting passed around. And I don't know what's up with that. I think that's, I don't know if maybe like that's just been RNG with the couple campaigns that I've done, but I have definitely noticed it. We're not gonna challenge people. We're not going to challenge people to meaningless duels just because the game wants to give us random notifications saying that we can. But, ooh, Cologne's built the fuck up. It's not a bad province to hold. We would attack it if Luxembourg wasn't sieging it down. But, alas, our son has a list, but at least we have a son. And we have some prisoners. So many prisoners. Maybe we can have another Great Blot. I don't know if we really need to have another Great Blot, though. Holy shit, that's a lot of prisoners. We've got a 46 gold prisoner. We'll ransom her off. Yeah, how do they have money to pay these ransoms? There's a 26 gold and 10 gold, so we'll go for the 26 gold ransom next. Viken has been converted to the Germanic faith. I think we can leave those raiders there for a second, but I'm going to pause the game anyways, just so I don't bite my words. I think, is that Nuamadal? We should probably convert Nuamadal next. All of our domain holdings have been converted at this point. Nerki is ours. Westergothia. Oh, that's right. The title of Westergothia got broken. It got destroyed on accident. Title loss. The following titles will be lost on succession. Norway. So, wait. So who gets Sweden? Our brother is still going to get Sweden, but our son is going to get Norway, is how this game has decided. What? The actual fuck? Okay, well, I guess we'll just have to make sure that our son becomes an adult first. And actually, if our son is not on the inheritance list, that means we can give him some stuff. And once we form Scandinavia, more power to us. I think forming Scandinavia will probably change that, but Gavelkind's a bitch. I hate Gavelkind. Middle Francia is moving troops out. Oh, Middle Francia is moving troops to and from places, so we gotta move our guys back. Are these guys going back to the boats? We'll arrive in the Rhine. Alright. Back to the boats. And I think with all of these troops moving through here, Oland is already raiding Friesland. I think we're going to just jump over to Holland. Those Frankish troops are moving through Sticht, so we don't want to lampoon our troops there. And if we're raiding Holland, we can come back out to the Wadden Sea. Oh, I did talk. We wanted to go do some raiding in the Mediterranean. That's where the big money's at. That's where the big money's at, so maybe we will go and do that. I don't believe... We don't have any wards. Our Cirrus converted somebody to the faith. We're going to do a quick realm search for rulers that are not adults. That is a lot of rulers that aren't adults. So we're going to pick the two oldest ones here. And we are going to offer to... train them. Because then, if you can mentor rulers in your realm, then you get like a plus 15 or a plus 20 opinion modifier with them when they become of age, and it'll say like mentor or something like that. I don't know how many years you have to actually mentor them for it to work, but I'm sure 2 or 3 years will do the trick. So both of those young lads, who are respectively 13 and 13, they're both 13, so we'll have 3 years to go on them, and then our son will be 3, and then we'll have 2 more ward slots to fill until our son turns 6. We have gotten our wife pregnant again. Dude, she just... The 9th of February, year 815, And our son was born the 9th of July, 814. Oh, I guess the game's flying along here, so that's... I mean, they'll still be Irish twins. Wait, babe, what are Irish twins? How far apart? She can't hear me. Her earbuds are in. No, my wife's got her earbuds in. She can't hear me. Yeah, maybe they'll be Irish twins. That means, let's pick... Cannot change focus until 16th of November, 8/16. Fuck. Well. Isn't that just a bitch? Oh, this guy declared himself a duke. Good on ya. But isn't that just a fucking bitch and a half? So hopefully we'll be able to change that before we get our wife pregnant again. For whatever reason, before we were having trouble knocking. Actually, we weren't. We had 3 daughters, so we were getting it on. Oh, our new wife is 21. That's right. So we'll probably divorce her. We're gonna release this Shield Maiden. Oh, the Shield Maiden is raising one of our daughters. That's fine, but we're gonna not relieve Shield Maiden. We could set her aside. I wonder if we could arrange a marriage. Not with anybody significant. So we're gonna go ahead and set her aside. Oh. One of these new brats punched somebody. So we set her aside. She's still got the wards perfect. She still likes us. And we are going to get her to marry the guy in Iceland, in Vestitland, that has the beastly fucking stats. And they're gonna go and make some super children, hopefully. That if we... And they did get married. 1 children. My daughter... Hey, come back here. I still want... I would still like her to raise my daughter. I want your wife to raise my daughter. Where is my daughter? Amanso Astrid. Where is your wife? Girly. There we go. Oh, and that will actually make his opinion of us rise. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, 'cause your wife's a badass, so... Make children with her. Let your wife teach my daughter how to be a badass. And then maybe we won't have to marry that daughter off and we can give that daughter some kind of a title. Oh, we're about to get attacked by only 450 troops. Oh no, I think that's a retreating force. Does not look like Zealand. Doesn't look like Zealand actually really got raided too hard. Oh, West Friesland is definitely the better option there, but we're gonna have to fight our way in. We're gonna have to go in guns a-blazing, which is fine by me. I think Randver is a lead from the center. He's a trickster and an aggressive leader. So we'll hit this little 65 troop whatever that is and start sieging these down for loot, and then we'll probably come home and get into some wars, because right now we are wasting threat. And what I mean by that is kind of the same thing that I've postulated with a few of the other mechanics in this game, is if you are investing and have anything in the game that gives you things over time that you then spend and have to replenish. So, for example, the levy reinforcement rate, if you have lots of money spent, which I have been. Oh, good, we had a daughter. I have been focusing on. Still can't change our focus. I think. I think we're gonna divorce our wife. She's still 21. I feel kind of shitty to like divorce. This is my second divorce. I feel kind of shitty doing it, but what are you really gonna do? Um, it's gonna piss her dad off. I don't know. Mm. We're gonna stay married to her. We're gonna stay married to her, and we're gonna change our focus and cross our fingers. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stay married to her, change our focus, cross our fingers. I kind of wish there was like a. I mean, we're 39, so we are getting kind of up to the area where, maybe we won't be having too many more children, even if our wife is 21. But I mean, you never. I've had characters pop out kids when they're 50s with young brides. Like I've had characters that are like 55, 60, maybe not 60, but characters that are 54, 55, and their wife dies. I decide that I'm gonna marry some young pretty thing because she's got good stats or whatever. Instead of, for whatever reason, there isn't an old lady with a better stat that I'm looking for, and then boop, surprise, baby. Um, it's not unheard of, and it's less than desirable, and it'll probably happen here. But I mean, quite frankly, by the time we're done with this campaign, done with the short goals of this campaign, it's not really going to be our problem unless we decide to return to this. Oh no. One of our wards became greedy. What a little shit. She doesn't have enough boats. That's why. The AI is so fucking stupid in this game. Sometimes. Like, sometimes it's cunningly, like, it throws you off how smart it is. But other times, she only has. Why were they at war? Two of my vassals went to war with each other. Oh, the High Chief of Kola. Wait, is that our? No, that's us. Give me a second. All right. My brother accepted Kola's peace officer. So my brother. I don't know what they were fighting over. and I was unaware that they were fighting, because it doesn't look like... I don't think any titles changed hands. No, it doesn't look like any titles changed hands. No titles changed hands, no land changed hands, but they were fighting, and my brother accepted a peace. I wonder if they're rivals. Not rivals. Freaking weird. Oh, whose army is that? That is the East Frankish army that is fighting the army of Breda. And we are in East Frankian territory. Alright, we're gonna fuck off and out of here. Let's assault this holding before we fuck out of here. Yeah, get that gold. And now we're gonna fuck off because I don't want to fight that army. Get the fuck out. Yeah, they didn't catch us. They didn't catch us, and we carved graffiti dicks in their city walls. There's my wife. Babe, I was trying to ask you how many months are Irish twins? 11 months apart. 11 months apart. So I think our daughter, I'm not talking about our baby. I'm talking about my game babies. I'm not talking about my real life babies. So our newest daughter, Elizabeth, was 9th of September, 8:15, and our one and only son was 9th of July, 8:14. So that is 11 months apart. They're Irish twins. Hey! Actually, that's 13 months apart. I did the math backwards. We can dismiss these levies. Thank you all for listening to me ranting. We're going to let our full-fledged retinue, we converted Nua Madal. We're going to reassign our Cirrus to a random province. And then we are going to take a quick break and start up the war machine again. We are going to have enough territory here very shortly to form the Empire of Scandinavia. Like always, please subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please hit the comment section and let me know if there is any interest in seeing me play this game out further past tonight once we form Scandinavia and once we invade Saxony and bring Holstein into the fold just to kind of defend our faith. So, yeah, we'll be right back.